The hell going on with my intro? Wait a minute. What in tarnation? Hold on. I'm about to cuss everybody out if my damn intro don't start playing. Oh, hell nah. Wait a minute. What the hell going on with my intro? Intro for YouTube. Because I'm not starting nothing till my intro is going. I care nothing about. Nah. No. Y'all gonna have to hang tight. Wait a minute. I'm not saying a thing about this schedule until I get my damn intro straight, because I can't do nothing without my intro. My glasses. I can't see a thing without my glasses.
Beats Planet.
Boy, the OBS Illuminati tried to get me, but I will not have it. I will not have it. What's up, y'all? I was taking a walk the other day. I was minding my business. I was in a triangle of watching film and cleaning up the crib and pondering my thoughts about what I'm gonna do later on in the day. And so I'm just washing these clothes, folding them. I'm at least folding them like a guy, aka balling them up and throwing them in a situation or whatnot. I was like, man, let me get a Cowboy talk in before my draft stream at 7 Central that I do every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 Central, because I'm trying to be consistent. Also, I'm doing a live stream for the draft, 3 days of it. I'm doing analysis. I'm breaking down each team, and if it's a good pick, am I going to laugh at you? Mel Kiper's nose, all that good stuff. That's going to be on day 1, day 2, and day 3 of the draft. I'm going to do an hour-long pre-show, if I feel like it. I'm going to do an hour-long pre-show, the actual draft, and then we're going to do the post-show where I'm going to set the phones up and let this thing fly. So, when the schedules first dropped, I did not lose my mind over it. I was playing Red Dead Redemption, and I was on the FaceTime joint. And it was like, yo, Voch, you gonna respond to the schedule? And I'm like, no. Not right now. I'm playing Red Dead Redemption, and I'm talking on the FaceTime. There's not this deathly like impatience for me to hop on the situation and tell me how y'all tell y'all how I feel about this schedule situation. I kept wanting to say draft, but this damn schedule. I just didn't care enough to get it all out there in that way. So I let some other people kind of respond to it first. Mark did his situation or whatnot, couple others, and Footsie King dropped his video today. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm fine with being like 7th. I'm cool with dropping mine late, because if you really wanted to hear my opinions, you'll hang around and listen to hear what I got to say. With that being said, lots of Eagles fans come in these chats. Yeah, Steph, but don't nobody say nothing crazy when they come up in here, because they know, I mean, they know it's a lot of smoke around here, you know what I mean? So they don't really say nothing crazy when they come around here. But anyway, the Cowboys dropped their schedule in a ASMR video. I don't get ASMR, so I was just kind of minding my business, and I watched Amari Cooper play with a cat and put a dolphin in the water and cook a Philly cheesesteak or whatever. So I got the goofy little schedule pulled up on my situation. Steph dropped a 5 in the super chat because she is amazing. Thank you so much. The schedule ain't bad at all. And that was another thing too. There are a lot of fake schedules out, right? And look, shouts out to Mark Holmes, because I really talk shit to him in his face a lot. Like, Mark dropped like 6 videos on schedules yesterday, right? And I'm like, dog, there is no way I'm gonna drop a video in the midst of Law responding, my Cowboys family responding, Mark doing 7 videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really no need for me to hop in now. So I came in late, whatever. But I kind of took a look at it in passing or whatnot, and this is my thing, and I see a lot of Cowboy fans. They're giving us obvious losses for the tough games. You know what I mean? I think a little more of my team than that. There's a lot of people saying like 11-5 or like 10-6 or whatever, and there's about 5 or 6 tough games. Let's see, the Saints one of them. I guess the Packers would be one. People might be scared of the Vikings. I don't know. People might be scared of the Rams and did I say Patriots? The Rams and the Bears, maybe. I don't know. Teams are afraid. People are afraid of those teams, but I'm not scared of anybody in this league because what I do, and I can appreciate the fact that I do this. What I do is that I give my team a little more credit. You know what I mean? Like yes, we're going against a tough team, but we're a tough team as well. I think that's something that we should all keep into account. Like, we're not scrubs neither. Like, we beat our fair share of great teams last year, Drew Brees act like he couldn't move the ball last year. Matt Ryan act like he couldn't move the ball last year. Like, we won some pretty good games against some pretty good teams, So I'm not just going to comply and be like, oh, that's the Patriots, we're going to lose against them. I feel like we'll beat the shit out of a lot of these teams. Hell, we even beat Russell Wilson and his brand new bag in the playoffs or whatnot, right? So you take the team that we had last year, which was pretty damn good in my opinion, and you add a Randall Cobb, you add a Robert Quinn, you add some draft picks, so you put some depth here and there, some rookies that are pretty good last year, they develop and grow a little bit more. I think we're a much better team this year than we were last year. Considering we really bust a lot of ass in this draft here. So Voch, any chance of you going to New England? Nah, man, I'm not trying to go to New England. I'm not going to New England. I'm not going to New England. All right, so let's get this rocking. Let's run it for the cardio and see what we have. Just setting the table or whatever. I'm going to talk about this goofy ass schedule, just to get my thoughts out on it, and then I'm going to open up the phones if y'all want to talk about the goofy ass schedule, and then we could do like a standard Q&A type of deal at the end, like we always do. All right. See, we got somebody on the phone. Please hang tight. Please hang tight. I won't be long. So I was looking at the Twitter machine this morning, and I didn't know how bad the Giants were until I saw it on paper, right? I had no idea how ridiculously they were. You know what I mean? And I know I just made up a word. I know I just created as a word. But holy shit, did I get a good laugh at looking at what the Giants will be trotting out versus the Cowboys week 1. And I saw a lot of people that were upset that, oh boy, the Giants playing the Cowboys again week 1. Like, what is there to be upset about? We just going to beat the shit out of the Giants week 1 and go on with our life, right? I was looking at the Giants defense, and I'm not a PFF guy, I promise you. I really don't care about what they got to say. But if you just look at their front seven, they run a 3-4 scheme now, I guess. It's pretty bad. Janoris Jenkins over there, in which I don't fear him now because we got route runners and we kind of, shut all that little goofy shit down. And they got Jabril Peppers at free safety. And I'm like, when did this happen? And Bethea strong safety, and Beal. I think Beal was like the supplementary draft guy. But holy shit, we going to beat the shit out of the Giants, dog. And Eli Manning still playing quarterback. Boy, Saquon Barkley came out and said, yo, Eli Manning ain't the problem. Bullshit, he's not the problem. Bullshit, he's not the problem. Man, we going to beat the shit out of the Giants. I don't have a problem with playing them week 1. Let's just tear that shit down and go 0-1. Just go undefeated in week 1. The Redskins I don't have any fear of them neither. Who's playing quarterback for them? I don't think they're a fantastic team to start with. I don't think they're great to start with, let alone Alex Smith not playing quarterback for him. And I'm not afraid of Alex neither. But is Colt McCoy really going to be starting for him? And Case Keenum, is Case Keenum starting for the Redskins? We're going to beat the shit out of the Redskins. The Dolphins, didn't they release Tannehill or something? and sign Ryan Fitzpatrick or some shit, and they're gonna draft somebody or something like that. That team wasn't that great at first. Gonna beat the shit out the Dolphins, man. I don't fear the Saints. Let me take a sip of my happy juice. Let me say I don't fear the goofy ass Saints. We put hands on them last year. I think it's more of a formulaic thing. I think it's just what we do matchup wise. I just think it's not very good for the Saints. Now, are we gonna beat the shit out the Saints? I'm not saying that, man. I'm not. It'll be a good fight. I got faith in my team. It'll be a good fight, but what are they going to do differently this time around that they didn't do last time? They're an offense that's moved around. Okay, let's get this run game going a little bit. Let's play very horizontal football, boom, boom, boom. You put that versus a fast defense, you know what I'm saying? Versus a fast defense with some linebackers that can read keys. I have really been spoiled with two linebackers that can read keys really well. Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch can read keys extremely well. You add another pass rusher on top of that. You draft the right people, then it gets even tougher for the Saints. Am I saying we're going to beat the hell out of them? No, but I don't fear them. I have no fear of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared of the Packers. I'm not scared of the damn Packers. A lot of people want to blame it on the infrastructure. Infrastructure don't take your team from top to bottom just that damn fast. Like they were. Aaron Rodgers was healthy and they still didn't make the damn playoffs last year. I don't fear the Green Bay Packers, man. What I like is that we can get things going. One easy game, two quasi-easy game, three should be easy game. By the time we play the Saints, we should have a high bill of confidence. We should be beating the hell out of people. If anybody gets suspended, they should be coming right off of it right around that time, right? I think we'll be good to go playing against the Saints, man. I think we have a fantastic game plan to beat the shit out of those guys, man. The Saints and the Packers. I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of the Jets. The Eagles don't move me. The Giants are trash. What gives me a little bit of concern may be the Vikings, because I think the Vikings have a really fantastic defense. Like, they're really, really talented on defense or whatever. That'll probably be the real fight. But hey, man, if somebody told you to bet on Dak versus Kirk Cousins, you should bet on Dak every time. You should bet on Dak beating the shit out of Kirk Cousins every time. I have no fear in the Lions, man. If we lose the game, it might be the Patriots, but I think we can beat the shit out the Patriots. I'm not afraid of them. And you know what? To be fair, there's no way we're gonna be 13-0 or 12-0 by week 13. Listen, by week 13, there is no way we're gonna be 12-0. There's no way. But just look at the schedule. I ain't scared of these hoes, man. I'm not. It's gonna take some catastrophic shit for us to, to really be bad. You know what I mean? If anything, we lose two games at the most. At the most. And that might be Saints and Packers. I'm not scared of the Packers. That may be Saints and Eagles. At the most, we'll lose 2 games. You know what I mean? Or we'll beat all the damn good teams and lose one of the, like, to the Lions or something. Like, we'll lose to the Lions, but we'll beat the shit out of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? There's no way we're going to go 12-0 by the time we get to week 13. But then we play Buffalo, and I want to beat the shit out of them and Cole Beasley. I think we have a pretty fantastic schedule this year, man. I was sitting back thinking about this, man. I was thinking about the damn Dolphins, the Dolphins, Bills, and Jets situation. I'm like, how ridiculous is it that the Patriots got to play those teams 6 times a year? That is insane. That is 6 easy ass games, my guy. Now, for some reason, the Patriots can't beat the Dolphins at home. I get it, whatever. But fam, if I had to play the damn Dolphins, Jets, and Bills 6 times a year, fuck, I a perennial playoff team too, man. Come on, my guy. Oh man. I'm expecting to beat the shit out of all these guys, man. I think our toughest fight might be the Bears. Real shit. I think the Bears are they're probably the toughest team on this schedule. As far as the team I feel the most, you know what I'm saying? It may be the Bears. But like the Rams or whatever, I tell you what, sneakily the Rams lost two. They lost two guys on their offensive line. They lost Saffold and what's his face at what center or left guard or whatever. Pardon me, right guard. They lost two offensive linemen. The damn Rams. You know, that's sneakily a big deal because the Rams really didn't get shit percolating until they improved their offensive line. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid of the goddamn Rams, man. But if anything, it'll probably be the Bears that probably, you know, make me like sit up in my seat a little bit. And let's just say, to be fair, we'll probably go 1-1 with the Eagles. Even though when we're at full strength, we haven't lost to the Eagles at full strength. You know what I'm saying? It's some shit just don't happen, you know? And I don't, you know. And then look, by week 16, that's the part of the year where Carson Wentz really don't play, so oh God. And then we end up week 17 with the Redskins or whatever. So I don't fear anybody on my team, man. And the best part about it, we didn't really lose anybody. Cowboys ain't lose nobody. The only noteworthy free agent that we possibly could have lost was DeMarcus Lawrence. He was the only one. You know what I'm saying? And we signed him. We signed him back, and we gave him a homeboy to rush with. I'm good with that. I'm fine. Something that's interesting though, and we're talking about the Rams. I was just talking about how much I don't care about the Rams. And Ndamukong Suh is still a free agent. Let me just tap on my desk since the Cowboys want to be all ASMR or whatever it is. I'll tell you what. You couldn't talk me into Ndamukong Suh early in the free agency or whatever. This time around, let me check my watch. April 18th. I will take a shot on Ndamukong. I will take a 1-year shot on some damn Ndamukong Suh. I'll do it. Just to see. But that's my thoughts on this schedule, man. I think we can really beat the shit out of everybody. I really think. Let me hop in these phones real fast. I don't fear nobody on this schedule, man. If anybody, let's see, our 5 losses: the Saints, Bears, Eagles, Rams, and Packers. And Donovan, what that says to me, I think you just fear good teams. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of these guys because, like, if I was a middle of the pack team, right? If I was like the Detroit Lions, I keep saying their name, but if I was the Lions, right, that'll make a little sense to me if I go, oh, I could beat the shit out the Jets and the Bills and the Dolphins, but I'm gonna lose to the Saints and the contenders and shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't fear these teams like that. You know what I'm saying? I think we're a top level team, just like we talking about them being top level. I think they could be talking at us like top level. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just, you know. I just don't have no fear. 100 grand a gangster. I know he ain't scared of these hoes neither. 100 grand, what's good, man?
You already know, man. Hey, listen.
Can I cut you off real fast?
Garrett.
Real fast. Let me say this. 100 grand. Can I cut you off? Because I know the kind of energy you on. Because I know.
It's your show, dog. It's your show.
100 grand. I know what kind of energy you on, dog. 100 grand. Because look. I never met you in real life before, but somehow we always share the same kind of energy. 100 grand.
You already know.
100 grand. They looking like a Super Bowl, huh? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? 100 grand.
I'm just saying.
Am I lying, though?
You got me on video. What did I say this time last year?
Am I lying, though, dog? Did this shit look like a Super Bowl, huh, dog?
We look like Super Bowl, man.
You know what I'm saying?
What was going to come out of my mouth was, Jason Garrett going to be here.
Hey man, we might as well go ahead and sign that boy. We might as well go ahead and sign that boy, because that's something big gonna put a Super Bowl title. Listen, 100 grand. That boy Jason Garrett about to have a Super Bowl title on his resume. We might as well sign that boy.
We about to get it.
Look, man. 100 grand. Look, man, Dak Prescott gonna get $40 million. You know what I'm saying? Let's get ready for it, dog. This is a Super Bowl to me.
It's the Super Bowl. That's why they trying to. That's why they want to get Dak out the way right now.
Yeah.
They don't want to wait till after he win the Super Bowl. Then talking about, oh, we trying to pay him. Oh no.
Sure.
Oh no. Let's get him out the way right now. Because when we win this Super Bowl and when Dak go on this MVP run, I'm telling you. Listen, the schedule is too easy now. I've been watching all the content creators. You know, everybody feels like this. The Eagles is like, oh, man, we just going to go back to the Super Bowl and blah, 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 blah. Listen, your quarterback hurt. You don't got no quarterback. I'm sorry. Your quarterback back. He ain't even ready to play yet.
Sure.
He ain't even working now. He's still hurt.
Sure.
What are you Eagles fans talking about?
Sure.
Go sit down. Take a seat.
And I tell you what, though.
I
tell you what, though, 100 grand. I tell you what, they done sent they best quarterback to the Jaguars, in my opinion. Talking about the Eagles.
Exactly.
Opinion.
So where your safety blanket at? You don't have one.
Hey,
sit down.
You better draft somebody or something.
Nah. You know who they got? My man from the AAF.
Oh shit! Oh, they got from the Arizona Hot Shots from the damn Saskatchewan Silly Nannies. Oh shit! We better be careful.
Hey, look, you even got Giants fans talking about, oh, we can make a run. We could possibly make the playoffs. With who?
They better not say nothing like that. They better not say anything closely related to that.
Content creators say that, man.
I don't want to hear that.
I don't know if you know a couple. I can name you a couple that done said it.
Say their name, dog. Say their name. I like smoke.
My man Cop Pizzle.
Who?
You know Cop Pizzle?
Hell no. Who is that?
Yeah, it's this guy. Go look him up, man. It's this giant guy. His name is Cop Pizzle.
I will not.
He's talking trash.
I will not look him up. But go ahead. I'm listening though. Go ahead. Who else?
You know, but
who else, man? Who else been talking crazy like that, man? Who else been talking crazy?
Who else?
I want to hear.
What's his name? The other guy too. I can't think of his name. I can't think of this other guy's name.
Can't get right. Ain't got no name.
Fitz Vegas. This is his other guy. His name is Fitz Vegas.
Who?
He's a Fitz Vegas.
I don't want to hear about no Fitz Vegas. Can't nobody name Fitz Vegas. Tell me.
Another one talking trash, talking about how the Giants is going to do something this year. You know, come on. I'm like, oh, come on, stop it.
The Giants might be
the only fan base that I don't hear nothing from is the Redskins.
As it should be.
They're not saying nothing. They know their season over.
It should 100% be that way. What do they have to say? What they have to say? I think the Giants might be one of the smartest front offices in the National Football League. Let me explain. Because last year they took Saquon. And everybody felt like they should have gone franchise quarterback. The Giants knew they were going to be so trash again that they was going to be right up in the conversation to get a quarterback again, that they went on ahead and got Saquon because they knew for the next few years they was going that Eli Manning might be their best player because as long as he's starting, they're going to always be right up in the top of the draft. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That might be brilliant.
And I'm going to be hurt if they're trash this year. And they get my quarterback. I'm going to be hurt.
You talking about Sunshine?
I'm an Alabama fan.
Oh, you talking about Tagovailoa? They better not get to a Tagovailoa.
I'm going to be hurt, dog. I'm telling you right now, I do not want to see him in the Giants uniform, dog. I'm going to be hurt if that happens. I'm going to be hurt.
Won't we all? But man, look, just to get back serious, man, just on a, just on a real, stand. I don't fear none of these teams, man. There are 5 tough games, okay? But every year, but every year we have tough games that we just figure out. I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for being a tough team. I think when other teams, when these other teams see us, they go, shit, we got to play the Cowboys. That defense is fantastic. Zeke is fantastic. Amari Cooper is fantastic. We don't see our own value. You know what I'm saying? I think this is another situation where we just too close to the mirror to where we don't really see the full picture. If we just step back, but if we just step back from a little bit, we a damn good team that kept everybody. We didn't lose a soul. We lost some rotational pieces.
We upgraded, actually.
We upgraded. We added 2 2 guys that's gonna come in and start day one, and we didn't lose nobody important. Plus we got the draft right around the corner for whatever help that may bring. I think I think, man, look, Jason Garrett about to sign that extension, and Dak about to get $40 million. Man, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it too, man. And I feel great about the schedule, man. Yeah. I just really do. I don't think we're gonna go undefeated.
Sure.
But winning the NFC East, oh yes, that's a wrap.
Oh, absolutely.
It's over. It's over. And everybody's talking about how Eagles is gonna be a 2-team race. I really don't see it that way. I don't think the Eagles are gonna really be a factor. I really don't. I think. I'm not saying they're going to drop way off the map, but I see them somewhere around 9-7, something like that.
I tell you what, man.
That's just me, man. I don't see the Eagles come on. Look at their team. You bringing washed up people trying to come back. You trying to create the 2013, 2012 Eagles, trying to bring them back, trying to for the Swan song. Come on, man.
I'll say this, man. I'll say this. If the Eagles would have done something to upgrade their cornerbacks, maybe, to upgrade their wide receiver, to kind of patch themselves up where they were missing, then you can kind of give me that Eagles talk, right? But
I think Deshaun Jackson's the upgrade, man.
But look, man. I asked somebody on the goddamn Twitter machine or whatever. He was an Eagles guy. I say, hey, man, so what's the move that's really going to put y'all over the edge, man? And he say signing Jordan Howard. I went, oh, shit, Jordan Howard. Wait a minute. I forgot about old Jordan Howard. Wait a minute. They got 6 running backs on the team that all run the same.
Exactly. Jordan, they don't have nobody that's switching it up.
Jordan
and I'm
no
going to tell everybody this right now.
Yeah.
We got a beast of a team already.
Sure.
But if we get a backup running back,
sure.
It is over.
Sure.
It's over. Sure. If we get a backup running back, that can I'm not saying be just like Zeke, but I'm saying just put in some work. Just be reliable. Put in some work. It's over. There's no drop-off.
Talk to
There's
him.
no drop-off. Come on. You can't stop it.
Talk to him.
You can't stop it.
I totally agree.
And another thing we need is a backup quarterback, because I hate the 2 backup quarterbacks we got right now. That's the only – listen, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm just not – maybe I need to see a whole lot more. Hopefully this year I see some improvement.
I would like to upgrade my offensive line, man. If we can get the offensive line to be elite, oh, God, there's nobody that can stop us.
No, I'm not talking about 58th pick, go get a backup quarterback. No.
Okay, I feel you. I'm not saying
that, man.
I feel you. I'm about to say, how about to say, now, don't be talking about quarterback. Who the hell we go get? We not.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, I got you.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Okay, let me put it down.
Offensive line.
Okay.
Let's get that perfect, because in 2016 we had a perfect offensive line, and look what we did.
Fantastic.
We get a perfect offensive line again. It's over. I ain't worried about the defense. Defensive line is perfect.
Talk to him.
Defensive line is perfect. We don't need nothing in the defensive line. We get somebody else for the offensive line, and we just fill in everything else. Just take one of them picks and just throw it at a quarterback and see what happens. Because even though Dak is reliable, and I love that about Dak, and that's another reason why he's going to get paid, because he hasn't been hurt yet.
Yep.
Another reason why he's going to get that check. I just don't want to be, 2015 Dallas Cowboys when we tried. Was that 2015? Yeah, I think it was 2015 when we tried 3 backup quarterbacks out there.
Yeah,
none
of
them busted free.
Hey man, they can't do. Hey man, look. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl this year, man. We can't be doing that shit. No, we can't be doing that.
And that's what I'm saying. And our chances of winning the Super Bowl. Listen. Oh yeah, man. I see it. So yeah. So for everybody that bets, last time I checked, the over/under was 8.5. Cowboys winning 8.5. Take the over, man. That's easy money. We winning 11, 12 games this year.
8.5 games? That's the over/under? 8.5 games?
Yes, sir. Last time I checked.
I'm jumping on that shit right now. Excuse me? Excuse me.
8.5. Last time I checked, man. Check again to make sure I'm right. But last time I checked, it was 8.5, man.
Oh hell no, we gonna get that shit by week 8.
That's what I'm saying.
Get that shit. What you mean, dog?
That's what I'm saying.
What you talking about, dog?
I'm telling you, our schedule is too easy, and I just can't wait for Thanksgiving to be sit back eating my turkey, watching this 40-point blowout.
Beating the shit out of bees. Like, God damn.
Yeah. Beasley talk too much trash. Yeah, they gonna make sure. Man. And I just want to see Beasley want to go across that middle.
Ooh, shit. Jalen better not be over there. See, look. I tell you what, Van Der Esch attack you. You know what I'm saying? He will hit you, but he'll get you like a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Van Der Esch will hit you like a gentleman and help you up. Jalen Smith trying to take your helmet back to the locker room with him. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Jalen Smith.
Jalen don't care about Jalen trying to knock the BUFF off that buffalo on your helmet. Jalen don't care. Jalen don't care. But anyway, that's all you got, man.
Yeah, man. I love the schedule, man. I love the schedule. I'm with you. It's playoffs all day.
Facts.
If you don't like Jason Garrett, I don't know what to tell you.
Shit, he gonna be here. He gonna be here after this.
He gonna be here.
All right, Hunter Graham.
All right, man.
I tell y'all what, man. I never met Hunter Graham before, man. Don't really know him, but we have the same energy about a lot of this shit, man. And it's easy to say we're homers, but I've been in plenty seasons where I've said non-homer like shit. You know what I'm saying? I really don't get into the homer narrative or whatnot, but boy, I really don't fear none of these hoes on the schedule, fam. None of them. Anyway, for those of you that were asking, it is not my Glock. My Glock is holstered in the other room. This is my XDM. This is my computer table gun. If that makes sense to you. Anyway, if anybody wants to call into the show, the number is 515-606-5187. The access code is 309104. I'm sure Nini's going to hold me down in the chat box if anybody asks. I said it, you heard my voice. It's on the screen. It's in the description box if you want to call into the show and talk about what you what you think of the schedule or whatnot, then you can do that thing. Stephen Benzie dropped 5 in the super chat. What up, fam? He says, what about the Bears, coach? Well, I tell you this, Stephen Benzie. And I said this earlier. I don't know if you were here when I said it or whatever, but what I really like is that the teams that I'm remotely quasi worried about, we play them at the back half of the season. You know what I'm saying? So what I like about that is I think the Cowboys will be in mid-season form by the time we play the Rams and by the time we play the Patriots or the Bears. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the fact that we have these easier games early. Our bye week is at week 8. You know what I'm saying? So we can get healthy in the middle of the season. But by the time it's time to play the Bears, week 14, I fully expect that game to be a game where Dallas and Chicago are fighting for like playoffs seedings or whatever, you know? So I think the Bears, listen, I think the Bears gonna beat the shit out the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers, and the rest of the guys in that division just gonna kind of be fighting for that second spot or whatever. And I think the Cowboys are gonna beat the hell out of everybody in the East. So it's gonna turn into this I would say this climb for the first round bye. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I want the first round bye? I don't know, man. I kind of just want us to keep playing. But as far as the Rams in the West, I think the Saints are going to be the South team. Dallas is definitely going to be the East team, and the Bears are probably going to be the North team. If it's just all us fighting at the end of the day for the number 1 or number 2 spot as far as bye week goes, then hey man, I fully expect for it to be a good fight. Now, do I fear the Bears? Hell no. I do not fear the Bears. But I do think I ain't gonna say that. I do think it's gonna be a pretty damn good fight, in my opinion. So Oh, and Luke G is a Lions fan, so he really think the Lions gonna make some noise this year. So Luke G, I you know what I'm saying, I don't wanna bust your bubble, man, but this ain't the first time I had a gun pointed in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Pulp Fiction reference, by the way. I don't see the Lions really making too much noise. I thought the Lions, let me mute them again. I thought the Lions were like really gonna make noise last year, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So Matty P got to prove that he can do it. And I ain't talking about the quarterback. I'm talking about the coach. I feel the same way. It's going to be a good game. It's not going to be a good game. It's going to be the shot the Bears. Okay, 318. What's happening? Who this?
There's no field to call straight out of the street for it, brother.
What's happening, brother? What you got for the show?
Oh, man, pretty much lifting my cup up to everything you saying, because you speaking nothing but the truth on it right now. And shit, I'm just ready to shock everybody and show everybody what they, all these doubters that's doubting everything.
100%.
Like you say, come that bye week, everybody gonna be looking like, well, damn, y'all might be worse. Nah, what you mean might be? You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what, man. I tell you what, I really like being the low key team. I don't want nobody talking about us. I don't want nobody hyping us up. You know what I'm saying? I like let us be low key. Then we'll come out and win some games. I want people to say, "Oh, Dallas only won because they beat easy teams." And then when we play when we play the big teams, we'll smoke the shit out of them. So I feel you on that. Go ahead.
Yeah. And they're still gonna be them haters. They don't want to get credit, but hey, we're gonna take ours this year. Mm-hmm. Like the Boosie song, we gonna show the world. Yeah. You know.
But
keep up the good work, man. I stay tuned in, man. So just keep doing what you doing, man. You speaking nothing but the real.
All right, appreciate it, Playboy. Thanks for calling.
Already.
Yeah. La da 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 da. What about Daniel Wise at 58? Hell no. What? All right, Luke G, let me just kind of set the table before I let you start talking, sir. Last time you called me in, you called into the show. It was a draft show, and I was feeling real, generous and happy and positive that day. And I promised everybody I wasn't gonna fuss, I wasn't gonna yell or scream. I can't make that promise to you today, Luke G. So whatever you about to say,
I don't even want it.
Please make sense, Luke G. Go ahead, sir.
Listen, I don't even want it, man. I know that there's a hashtag going around. I don't know if you saw it. It's a hashtag Get Voch and Luke G to do a show together.
I have never seen a hashtag in my life, but go ahead.
Okay, that's what they wanted to talk about the sports, man. Now, I talk Lions football.
Okay.
And when I heard you just say that the Chicago Bears is going to beat the brakes off of the Lions, I was like, what?
All the breaks, yes.
Have you been paying attention to the offseason moves the Lions have been making?
I mean, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's just look at this. All right. The Bears, who lost their defensive coordinator, is out the door already. He gone.
Sure.
Their quarterback is Mitch Trubisky. Ain't nobody thinking about Mitch Trubisky.
He won some playoff games. He won some playoff games, but go ahead.
I'm just... Okay. That's defense. And they got rid of Jordan Howard to the Eagles, who y'all gonna play twice.
Jordan is trash.
All right,
but go ahead.
Okay, Jordan trash. Wow. Okay.
Jordan Howard is.
Here's my point.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
Here's my point. When you look at the move that the Lions have made in terms of picking up C.J. Anderson, adding Trey Flowers, adding Coleman, and then we haven't even had the draft yet. They're doing all the things that you have not seen the Lions do in a long time, and that's building towards identity.
Sure.
They're going to do things a little bit different this year. They're going to run the ball more. And when I look at the Bears don't have enough, in my opinion, to compete this season. Then I look at our schedule. I'm like, okay, we got Dallas on there, obviously. I don't think y'all beat us at home.
Okay.
I just don't. Okay. I mean, week 11 is going to come, but I don't think y'all come there and beat us at home. And the schedulers did do y'all a nice little favor. Y'all don't even travel west. That's beautiful. Okay. But when y'all come up north to Detroit, I don't think y'all win that game. The only way y'all win that game is we got a whole bunch of injuries.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What has changed from last year to this year that has made the Detroit Lions such a fantastic team and such a contender? Because I'm just looking at some, just looking at y'all's last year and, the Jets beating y'all 48-17. That shit, the goddamn Cowboys beat you, you know what I'm saying? The Vikings beat the shit out you. The Seahawks beat you. The Bears beat you twice. I'm just trying to see where's this coming from? Could you explain that to me? The Bills beat you. The Buffalo Bills. My team wouldn't dare lose to the Buffalo Bills, and they beat y'all last year. Where's this new confidence coming from?
Where the new confidence comes from this right here. You have to think. Our head coach was coming off of a Super Bowl winning team, so he didn't have a full offseason. That's the first part of it. And on top of having a full offseason, he didn't have players in for his new system. We dumped a lot of people this past season to get players in for this full season. And so you're giving him a full offseason to work in his system, and it's the second year of that system being in place. On top of that, everything they're doing is gearing up towards the run. When they went out and added C.J. Anderson, it was to give a compliment to Kerryon Johnson. So what's different? The scheme is more established. The players that they're bringing in fit the scheme now versus in the past, they was just there. You know, we couldn't dump them because of contracts and things like that, but that was there. And on top of that, when you look at the Lions drafting over the last 3 seasons has been absolutely good. The only problem is when we, like last year, you look at those things, those like games against the Jets, sure. They claimed that they knew all the calls. The head coach said, no, they didn't, but he's like, I'm going to change it anyway. And I was like, well, see, that's that rookie stuff right there. And when I go through and I look at the division for the NFC North, sure. Green Bay got a new head coach first year. Sure. The Bears lost their defensive coordinator. And the Vikings, well, they still trying to figure out how to work it out themselves. I feel like the Lions are in a good position to make a change. On top of, yeah, we lost to the Dallas Cowboys, but that's because they started running carry-on in the second half.
But the Vikings, according to you, they didn't have it figured out last year neither, right? And they beat y'all twice then. So what are you saying, Luke G?
No, not according to me. I didn't say the Vikings didn't have it figured out last year. I said this year they're trying to figure it out.
They got the same team, the same guys. What are you saying? What are you saying, Luke G?
Yeah, but last year the Vikings were doomed by injuries. Injuries destroyed the Vikings, and you as a Cowboy fan know that. You should know that injuries will destroy a season real quick. I mean, God forbid. Pray to God nothing happens to Ezekiel Elliott because Dak not carrying y'all. So you know that.
Dak has won games without Zeke. Dak has won games with Rod Smith or whatever. He's gone 9-7 mostly without Zeke. But listen, so you say the Lions gonna beat the Cowboys. Can you explain why? Like, why is that a thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So here's the thing. You guys, I just go by the schedule. You guys are going to obviously come off that week 8 bye week. Y'all got I'm trying to think of the schedule off the top of my head, but I can't right now.
Sure.
But you guys got a couple little stretch coming to us. Then you got to come on the road to us. I think that by that point, coming on the road to us, and I looked at the last year's game where we was running the ball down y'all throat. I was watching Kerryon give y'all the business. Sure. And then for some reason, you know, Jim Bob Cooter, our former offensive coordinator, decided, well, we're going to just pass the rest of the week, the rest of the half. And then y'all won. But, you know, I think what this year is going to be different is our defense is going to be more tenacious. Our defense got much better down the stretch versus last year where we didn't have a Snacks Harris and all these other things. Sure. Yet we played y'all tough. When we played y'all, we didn't have Snacks Harris. Right. We had Ashawn Robertson and God knows who. It probably was you out there. Okay. You know? Yeah. It was nobody out there that was going to be able to do it. Now you got to go up against Snacks Harris. You got a DN who can set the edge and Trey Flowers. Sure. Right. They're still going to bring pressure from Okor and Kennard off the edge. And I'm just telling you, they're going to add to the linebacking core. They're going to have a legitimate tight end because we never had that. And I think at the end of the day, what you're going to see is a team who's going to run the ball at y'all again and shut y'all run down.
Sure.
And listen, I'll take it a step further. When that game come around, I'll be more than happy to come on and break it down piece by piece because we'll have more information. But I'm just telling you that to sit there and think that the Bears is about to win a division again after losing their defensive coordinator and half their defense is crazy.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think the Lions are gonna win the North?
Yes.
It doesn't matter what you think. Get off my phone, dog. What the hell wrong with you, dog? What the hell wrong with this dude, dog? What the hell wrong with Luke G, dog? Luke G. Luke. Luke. The Lions gonna win the division and beat Dallas and beat the Bears. Luke. No, they're not. They are not. Stop it. No. Big Seal the Gray say Big Seal the Gray say this Lion fan remind me of the parent that's always bragging on their hard-headed kids. Blaming on their hard-headed child that do no wrong. Yes, you're giving props to a team that has showed you nothing. Teams don't transition that fast, Luke G. You got to show me something. You won 6 games last year, Luke G. I say you lost to the Jets. Oh, well, the Jets say they knew our plays. What about when you lost to the 49ers? What about that loss? They knew your plays too? The Seahawks knew your plays too? Excuse me? Our entire defense is coming back, Luke G. Ezekiel Elliott ran for 152 yards, Luke G. He'll probably do it again, Luke G. Y'all didn't even see Amari Cooper last year, Luke G. And I'm not being a homer, Luke G. But y'all didn't even see Amari Cooper last year, Luke G. I can't wait to see who y'all draft. I can't wait. Can't wait to see who y'all draft. 602, who this?
You know who this?
I don't know who this is. I got a brand new system. I got a brand new phone system. Who this?
It's the GOAT. The one and only.
The GOAT.
The Bears.
The Bears. Steven Benzick? Steven Benzick. Luke G say that the Lions gonna beat the Cowboys and they gonna beat the Bears and they gonna win the division. What the hell going on with this cat, Steven Benzick?
First of all, I think boy must be in Flint, Michigan because he must be on some wacky water or something. I don't know what the hell's going on with him.
Right. What's the deal here? What's the notion? What's the move? Like you can't give the Lions a pep talk on my show. Go to the Lions and talk to them. They don't listen to my show. Like don't try to hype them up here. Oh my goodness.
And look, we both know I'm a Bears fan, right?
Yeah.
But I'm a football fan, number one, but I'm also a Bears fan.
Sure.
But how in the world is that boy going to say, not only is he going to beat Dallas, which I even think the Bears will have their hands full, and likewise, I think y'all have your hands full with us too. And I think that'll probably come down to, like, late game, whoever wins it.
Steve.
But the Lions, nah.
Steve.
Y'all got beat by the Bears.
Sure.
The first time.
Yeah, sure.
Second time we beat them
Sure.
was with our backup quarterback.
Damn. Chase Daniels, right? Chase Daniels, right?
Yeah.
Listen. Time out, Steven Benzick. Don't say nothing else. Luke G, you can say nothing to me because y'all lost to Chase on Thanksgiving, did they not? You lost to Chase Daniels on Thanksgiving. You can't say nothing to me, Luke G. Go ahead.
No, so it's this boy is crazy. And then with him saying, oh, yeah, we got ex-Patriots players. Yeah, okay. You know why ex-Patriots players are going free? Because they want money. So they're unless they're with Belichick, they ain't gonna be jack.
I can't believe this.
I mean, it's just as simple as that. The only reason why Patriots players do well in the Patriots system is because they're under Belichick and they have Tom Brady on offense.
Damn.
It's as simple as that.
Damn.
I mean, how many times has it been that you see ex-Patriots player go to different teams and they don't do anything?
Are you
Look at Nick
saying
Foles when he went to the Giants?
Are you saying Matt Patricia ain't shit? Is that what you saying?
Did I stutter?
Damn.
I don't think I stuttered anywhere, did I?
You did.
Maybe I have a list.
No, you don't.
Connection funny?
No, it's not. It's not.
I said
Damn.
Matt Patricia ain't jack.
Ain't
The
shit.
Lions ain't gonna be jack.
Damn,
The Bears, the rest of our division,
Talk to him.
and y'all's division is gonna whoop the Lions' butt.
Ass.
I can't swear because I'm still at work a little bit here, so I got to keep my voice down a little bit.
They ain't shit gonna whoop their
But
ass.
that's
I got
what's
you.
going to happen.
I got you.
They're going to be fighting for a top 5 pick and then possibly the number 1 pick.
Damn.
And that's all I'm going to say. I'm out.
Damn. Thank you, Stephen Benzie, for your neutral take and perspective. You're not on one side or another, but God damn, boy, that boy say. They ain't even see him, Mark Cooper last year. They ain't even see him. They ain't even see him. They ain't even see him. They was out there covering Hearns and Gallup. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna take one more call because I gotta do a radio spot in a little bit. 505, what's happening? Who this?
This is Elias, your boy from New Mexico, Voch.
Hey, mi hermano, ¿qué pasa contigo, my friend?
I'm tripping on that lion collar, bro. What does he act like? C.J. Anderson's not some guy they just pulled off the street weighing 300 pounds.
Yo no say, man. Yo no say, my man. I don't know.
Even in New Mexico, we know better than that. They overpaid for Flowers, worst contracts this year.
Damn.
Nobody's looking at them like they're a contender. They have a bunch of bridge players, but it's not going good, Voch. But I was just kind of tell you, you're the man. Hopefully we get an offensive lineman tonight, bro.
Damn, salute, dog. You already know. You already know. Appreciate it, dog.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, man. My man's called in. He ain't take up 40 seconds, dog. He just said, yo, my man tripping. Invite you to go. I'm going. You can't beat a call better than that. 30 seconds. Invite you right. He's tripping. You to go. I'm leaving. You can't beat that call. Come on. Now, this is the last call because I got to do a radio spot a little bit. 503. What's happening? Who this?
Hey, Voch, it's typical Cowboy fan, man. How you doing, man?
What's good, Cardinal fan? What you got for the show, man?
Hey, I just wanted to say hi, man. I'm so excited for the season. I got my salsa ready, my pressed jeans ready.
I just had
my old Bryant jersey.
I just had one of my favorite callers calling in from Mexico. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Hey. Yo sé, I know, he's my primo.
No, you're not cousins. You're not cousins. Will you stop it? What's good, huh?
Voch, it's good to hear your voice, man. I know. I just heard you got a radio spot soon, so I'll get out of your hair.
Sure.
Just want to let the people know, subscribe if you've been listening. Pay attention, man. Voch is doing big things. I did have a question for you, Voch.
What up, dude?
If you could have any player in the league, not currently on the Cowboys roster, I mean, apart from the GOAT, you know, like Brady and Aaron Rodgers and those guys, like who would you pick up? I heard you mention Sue a little earlier, but if you could pick up anybody in the league, who would it be?
Man, give me Aaron Donald, dog. Like, pressure from 3-tech is insane. Like, you can kind of scheme your way around edge rushes or whatever. You can just move up in the pocket. You can get guys from the outside. But pressure from B-gap or A-gap is ridiculous. Like, Aaron Donald got 22 sacks last year, which is insane. So, I'm getting that dude.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate it, Voch. Appreciate what you do. Hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And when you gonna jump on next time?
I do draft shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 Central. Today's Thursday. So after I do this and after I do that little spot and after I play Red Dead Redemption for like 20 minutes, I'm hopping back on at 7 Central to do a draft show. And for everybody listening right now, I'm also doing 3 days of draft coverage. That's probably going to be 7-hour shows probably. But I'm going to do an hour pregame show. I'm going to do reactions for every pick and how they fit on your depth chart that I like to pick, that I hate to pick. And I'm going to do a post-game show where I set the phones up and let people call and react. That's all 3 days of the draft, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
All right, you guys heard that. Lock it in. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Tuesdays and Thursdays. You might as well just put it on your calendar, 7 o'clock Central Time. Listen to some knowledge from Voch Lombardi. Hey, have a good one, Voch. Take care.
Yes, sir. Salute. La da 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 da. Okay, so they're gonna call me at 5:30, so I need to be free at 5. Let's go 4 more minutes. If y'all have any questions in the chat box, then we can do that then. If y'all have a question in the chat box, I'll answer your questions for 3 more minutes. 3, 4, 5 more minutes. It's a radio show in Maine called The Big Jab. I normally call into them right around draft time. I've done some radio spots with ESPN Radio in Shreveport, but I do a lot of stuff with these guys in Maine or whatnot. So if you want to go on your radio.com app or something like that, it's the Big Jab or the PM Jab. This is the thing, the PM Jab thing or whatever. I'm going to go on their show talking about a draft. So if y'all want to tune in, y'all can do that too. What about Greg Little at 58? Nah, Greg Little's trash. He's soft and he's lazy. Is Kyler going number one? I mean, you know. Depends. You know what I mean? Didn't even know you were live streaming. The YouTube sub box is down on phones. Hey, hit the bell and hit it again so you can unnotify and then notify again, and it'll do that for you. Let's see. All you guys cloud chasing, you charge for that game. Hey man, I'm giving them free game, famo. I'm giving them free game. Look, I didn't even know. I hopped on the Twitter machine today, and I told people I'm going to drop 3 more film sessions. That's going to be Rocky Sin, Devin Singletary for my own, personal reasons why I'm going to do Devin Singletary film session, and it was somebody else I was going to do. Rocky Sin, Devin Singletary, and Andre Dillard. I was going to do those 3 film sessions, and that made me go and look at my 2019 draft playlist to see how many players I've done film on or whatever. And bruh, I've done 70 film videos I would have out for the draft, dog. 70 videos, dog. That is insane, bruh. That is insane, bruh. Like, I really put in a lot of work and I didn't even know. 70 is the most videos I've ever done in a year. So don't say I wasn't never there for you. Mike Lowry voice. Would you draft Benny Snell in the 4th round? No, maybe like 70 or something like that. I don't know. Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield? I take Baker. Baker's fantastic. We need a left tackle to replace Tyron Smith now, but we need a left tackle to replace Tyron Smith. Not now, but in the future. Who can we get? I'm not trying to look for a future left tackle this year. I think Tyron Smith got a lot more time to play. So if you want to look at a swing tackle, you can do that. But I think Connor Williams is going to be our right tackle, and I'm drafting left guard. So after a while, we'll see. Can you do a video on your best day 3 guys? Nah, that's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work. And I got a lot of studying to do. Would you draft Kyler or Nick Bosa? It depends on if you need a quarterback. If you need a quarterback, go Kyler. But I'm more so of the guy that tries to build the house with the best players you could possibly find, and then get your quarterback. What tight ends interest you? None. What's my thoughts on Andy Isabella? I got a video on him, but he's a solid, pretty cool route runner. Competitive. I think he's really tough. He doesn't comply. He doesn't, fear from these bigger schools that UMass played against. Solid hands, fantastic speed, nasty up the seams. Slot guy. I think he's gonna have to stay at slot. Don't put Andy Isabella outside. Where would I draft? I would draft him like in the 4th round or something like that. But some of these knuckleheads will tell you like late first, and I ain't trying to hear all that. Nene asked me, will I do a mock draft? I'll probably do it and make it only Patreon exclusive. Ooh, haven't done that before. We have to collaborate. We've been collaborating, and I feel you, but I ain't doing no more features, man, because I've done like 1,000 features this year, and I gotta do some work on my own, man. I gotta get this last minute study in on my own. I gotta get these last few videos out. I got a very special video in the works, and I really want to have that out by draft time. So I did my last feature last night with Big Game James. I only did that because I owed him one. I owed him a feature from like a year ago, and not to sound Hollywood, but it take about a year for me to. I be lazy, dog. But yeah. So yeah, I'm cutting down on the features. Plus, when the actual draft gets here, I'm gonna do 3 7-hour live streams, and that's gonna be tiring. I'm gonna go on a long, stupid vacation after that. Y'all might not see me till June. After I do those live streams and drop any Cowboy related content, because that is like the whatever. Hey, dog. I'm done after that. All these guys you guys are asking about, he has done in-depth videos on. Every guy that's anybody. Yep, I have done videos on most guys, on most day 1, 2, and 3 guys. I mean, pardon me, on most round 1, 2, and 3 guys. So tune in for that. Would you do a mock? Would you do a mock where people can call in for their teams, but on Patreon? I don't think I have enough people on Patreon that could do that, that would do that. So probably not. And plus, I know how hard it is to coordinate 5 people. I'm not trying to coordinate 32 people. That's insane. That's insane. What's good, Law Nation? If all the offensive linemen are gone, then who do we get? I don't know. Whoever the best player on the board is. We'll see. Depends on who the best guy is. What you make of Shango wanting to part ways with Dak? Hey man, come on now. Come on, man. I have no idea. Who should Dallas take at 58? The best guy. I will prefer an offensive lineman though. I can tell y'all don't be tuning into my shows like that. I can really tell y'all really don't care about what I be doing out here. Cause I be saying I be answering these same questions, man. Like Voch, who you want at 58? Voch, what is? I've answered this before. Give me Elgin Jenkins from Mississippi State, left guard center. Voch is Jordan, Law. Voch is Jordan, Law is Pippen. Mark is Will. Hey, man, I ain't saying all that, man. Come on now. Mark is old, so he's like the 40-year-old guy that wears suits for the playoffs or whatever. He only come in for an emergency because he old. He's, let's see, possible 136 and 150 pick, Tristan Hill, Dalen Mack, Traven. Sure. Not Isaiah Price because I don't really like him that much, but sure. Will Purdue. That's funny. Top DBs list will be dope. Yes, so I studied the last the last few DBs that I was looking at. So on my draft show tonight, I'm going to be talking DBs, and I'm going to do a top 10 for cornerbacks and safeties. I was going to do it today, but I ain't feel like because I started cleaning up. So I'll probably drop both those videos tomorrow. I'm going to take a break from like dropping film for a second because I dropped like 6 film sessions in a row. So go watch those videos. Elgin Jenkins is fantastic. I think Rap is going in the 40s, possibly. I'm about to wrap this thing up in a little bit. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and for how long? I want to go to Thailand and learn how to clinch and learn how to fight from the clinch. And I ain't gonna stay forever because I'm gonna get tired of them. Like I'm gonna stay for like a 3 weeks or something, then I'm gonna leave. Voch, if you make it big on this radio thing, who you taking with you? My future wife and my future children that don't exist yet. I don't have a wife or children, but if I make it big, I'm taking them with me. But Darnell Savage at 58. It depends. Stay away from massage parlors. I hate massages, actually. I hate massages. Yeah. So I'm not gonna be going to anybody's massage parlor. No. This year is gonna be fire. It is, Law Nation. I totally agree. Would you trade a 5th rounder and next year's 2nd round pick to get another 2nd round pick? Would you make? No, I wouldn't. Because I'm going to be mad as hell when I get to next year's draft and I don't have a 2nd round pick. I would be pretty angry if that happened. So what do you normally do during camp and the season in regards to videos? Well, I'm a Cowboy guy, Mooseville. I've transitioned from draft guy, and all I ever wanted was to be a part of the Dallas Cowboy community. I was accepted in a lot of team communities. Browns fans really hold me down. I show a lot of respect to them. Jaguars fans hold me down. Packers have blocked me out of their Reddit, so fuck them. Who else show a lot of love to Voch? Ravens fans are cool. You know what I'm saying? So they so I was like a real big part of their community because I would do draft videos on their players because they was always in the top picks or whatever. But I really wanted to be in the Cowboys fan base because I'm a Cowboy fan. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Cowboy fan, and I wanted to be a part of this. So just last year, I was like fully accepted into the Cowboy fandom, into the community or whatever, the Cowboy YouTube community or whatever, and it's been dope. It's been dope. You know, it's been fucking fantastic. So. So during the season, what I'll do when it's time for camp, I'm gonna do Cowboy camp videos, and I'll probably still do like some draft stuff, like where guys fit, you know, like whatever. But what I want to do for the regular season, because I'm still gonna be Cowboy guy. If I drop like 4 Cowboy videos that week, I'm gonna pick one player from a non-Cowboy team to do a film session on. So week 1 it'll be 4 Cowboys videos, and I'm gonna see what Quentin Williams did with whoever team he goes to next year. Next week I'm gonna do 4 Cowboy videos, and I'm gonna do how Nick Bosa's doing. Then I'll do how Kyler Murray's doing. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna still cover every team I can, but I'm gonna be real predominant Cowboy when it comes to the regular season. Yep. Law, could you be Kyrie? I don't play basketball. Shit. If you can be a GM excluding Dallas, what current roster situation are you taking? I like the Browns. They drafted a lot of guys I like, and they've done really well building their team. So I wouldn't even want to work for the Cowboys because the minute something bad happens, you know, they're gonna be quick to try to fire your ass. I ain't trying to coach, play, or GM the Cowboys. Like I'm a fan, but no, Cowboys fans have too many idiots. Like it's one of the biggest fan bases in the country, and that's a good and bad thing. So. Quentin Williams versus Quentin Nelson. Who wins? I think Quentin Nelson wins. I would love to see that best like 2 out of 3 or something, best 3 out of 5. But I think Quentin Nelson wins that. And I have a lot of respect for Quentin Williams. Y'all know how I feel about Quentin Williams. You know how I feel. So, the Cowboys stay open up their season against the Giants. Maybe we're gonna beat the shit out of them. You know, depending on the board, should Dallas trade down? No, because I like enough picks to where I'll never be in a situation where I don't like a pick somewhere. So nah. What else? I'm prolonging this thing a little bit. I'm gonna wait till they call me. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more Q&As in till they call me. And then when they call, well, let me go ahead and get this going. Then let me go ahead and, because I like to listen to what they're saying on the radio before I jump on. Because when I when I do podcasts with these guys, like, or just with anybody, like when I do podcasts, when I do shows, I go on somebody's YouTube channel, I don't like to know what we're talking about. Whenever somebody tries to brief me on the topics that we're talking about, I end up sounding like a robot, and I don't like sounding like a robot because I'm thinking before I talk. Let me wing it. You know what I'm saying? Let me wing it, and let me just jab. Let me just wing it, and whatever the hell we talking about, you know, I just trust that I have enough information to to take care of that. Yes, I'm going to be on the Big Jab, their radio station in Maine, so Portland, Maine. So, you know, what time you doing the show tonight? 7? Yep, I'm trying to be consistent. Nene told me to be consistent. I'm going to be consistent. Quentin Williams is better than Leonard Williams, in my opinion. Lawrence is trash talking Eli again. I saw that. Eli's trash, so he deserves it. He deserves to be trash talked. I don't think Wilson's contract will. This is my thing. I don't really think that people's contracts come back to bite them. It just depends on, can that team draft well.
He's not going to be a first round pick.
Let me turn it down. If that team draft well, it doesn't matter who gets paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at the Giants, right? You know, that graphic I put on the Twitter machine, right? If you look at it, yes, the guys that they paid, Pierre Paul, Vernon, Snacks, or whatever. If you look at the guys that they paid, yes, they're gone now. But if you look at the rest of the roster, it's just a handful of guys that they drafted, and then you go, man, like this what y'all been drafting? Like this the move? This y'all's bag? You know what I mean? And I think that's what happens when you try to rush. When you try to rush the stroke, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? When you try to rush the thing, it just doesn't turn out well for you. So I think if you can draft, then draft. But if you're gonna pay a guy, like pay the guy that you drafted, you know what I'm saying? And that'll show, if you can draft or not. So whatever. Let's look what they talking about. What they talking about?
Some of the movement you see, at least it's guys who performed in college, who were big time names in college.
That's what they
that
talking
we
about.
knew about. If Daniel Jones slides up and becomes the first quarterback off the board, that is completely groupthink.
And that's why I'm with you on the Kyler Murray thing because, like I said, I think the best guys on
How
Saturday
many,
usually end up being the best guys on Sunday.
How many more videos are you gonna make before the draft? Not the discussion videos like the top 10s and film sessions. I'm gonna make 3 film sessions. At least 3 film sessions. I may not drop all 3 of them. I may change my mind on that. I'm gonna do a top 10 on safeties and corners, and I'm gonna do a top 10 maybe if I feel like it on linebackers. And that's it. That's it. I'm not trying to rush that shit out, man. I'm not trying to rush that shit out, man. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Who are under the radar draft picks that people should know more? Rock Armstead, who I think is fantastic. I like Tristan Hill from UCF. I like a lot of guys. I like Will Harris from Boston College. I like Mike Bell from Fresno State. Both those guys are safeties. Lil Missile, Darnell Savage. I don't think a lot of people talking about Darnell Savage. Right? It's a lot of guys. Oh, my bad. Joshua Whitlock, thanks for the super chat, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Oh my God, Justin Lane is fantastic. Jack said, "What's the recent Justin Lane hype? Is it overblown?" Hey man, let me tell you something, dog. Justin Lane is fantastic. He's fantastic. I don't know nothing about the hype because I typically don't run the whole hype deal. I don't do hype stuff really well. But boy, Justin Lane is fantastic. I saw him in passing earlier this year, and I knew that he was like pretty good. But like I just recently focused and boomed on what's the name on Justin Lane, and bruh, like Justin Lane can play. Would you keep live for us to listen to you on the show? Shit, I guess so. Incognito, don't be talking to Nene, bro. That's a bad idea. Don't be talking to Nene, bro. Let's go. PM Jab. I don't think they'll take me off YouTube for streaming their shit directly on YouTube. I don't think they have a problem with that. Sure, I'll have the radio up in the background for y'all. Sure. Look at Stephanie. Y'all see that? Look at Stephanie. Y'all see that? All right, let's
Zone is back and part of the $5 lineup. 2 or more, just $5 each.
All right, cool.
Folks, if you're in the market for a new car or truck,
what's gonna happen is they're gonna call me on my phone. I had this thing playing on my phone. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get this off my phone and I'll play it through the computer and I'll leave the live stream running. So when they call me, I'll step away from the computer so you don't hear me on the microphone. Cool. Get a grip. Age has its privilege. No, it doesn't. Talk is about all I can do anymore. Age does not have his and you know what? Age does have his privilege because me being a young man, my back is still strong as shit. And we might wrestle over Nene, my guy. And I kind of don't want you talking to Stephanie neither. So I just don't know. I just don't know. Stephanie, let me talk to you incognito. Voch, do you have a go-to favorite Cowboys jersey that you wear? Our Cowboys going 11-5 or 12-4 while busting loose all over the Redskins. Like that Chuck Brown. I have a Voch Lombardi Cowboys jersey. And I think it's fantastic. And after every Cowboys situation, I kind of wear my own jersey. So, well, during a Cowboys situation, I wear my own jersey. So, you know how that go. Hold on. Let me go find my notebook. Oh. Now, peep this out. If this goes how it's supposed to go, then my theme song is supposed to be Too Short in the Trunk. And if my theme song is not Too Short in the Trunk, I'm probably going to give these dudes a hard time about not letting me have my theme song, which is Too Short in the Trunk. I really like this song, man. And if it wasn't like up to copyright shits or whatever, like Too Short in the Trunk would probably be like my theme song, like of all time. But like I had to have my own theme song made though. But like if I'm just walking around, I got some headphones in, and I just want to like imagination my way into some imagination myself into like some theme music or whatever. Oh boy, Too Short in the Trunk is absolutely the way to go. You can't have us all. Got to let me and Steph fly. Sure, we can fly together. Incognito, hilarious. He says he's not a trash can full of dirt. Salute to Mark Holmes for wanting a trash can full of dirt, but they don't work. They don't move well. Something else I thought about too. We're a team that run a lot of stunts. Like on D-line, we run a lot of stunts up front, man. There's no way we can have a trash can full of dirt and run stunts up front. Come on now. Can't do that. So anyway, they probably about to call me in like 20 seconds. And they just getting all the O'Reilly plugs in, I guess.
When you break, shop the Spring Break Deal Savings Event at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy a set of Brake Best Select pads.
I want to get my headphones, but
$20 O'Reilly gift card by mail. Don't miss the Spring Break Deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better.
This is about the fourth radio spot I've done today. It's like when everybody get close to the draft, they just want to bother the shit out of me. Well, there they go, y'all. So.
Want a more beautiful lawn this season?
What up, man?
Depot has a few suggestions.
Coolin'. Pretty good.
What's your theme music again? I forgot.
Come on, man. Too Short in the Trunk, man. Damn.
I was short. I was right about that.
It's in the phone, man. Where your phone at?
I just thought of it. Just now.
Damn. All right, man.
Oh, shit. Bob's going to be fucking pissed if I don't find his goddamn music.
You goddamn right. Shit. Hell wrong with you, dog?
Hold on. Good job.
Yeah.
High school seniors in Maine. Seniors may enter a creative project of their choice about the dangers of drinking and driving and or distracted driving. A complete set of rules can be found online at arrivealiveCreativeContest.com.
Now, two places on your FM to get sports radio Big Cat. Always at 96.3 and now another place. 92.5, FM 92.5 and 96.3.
Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? I sold tapes every day, me and Freddie.
All right, welcome back, PMJ. Greetings. I don't think that's the clean version. So, is it? Is it not?
No.
All right. Sorry, Voch. I tried. I got it up for a second there, though. Join me on the line now from Voch Lombardi's Draft Talk. The man, the myth, the legend, at Voch Lombardi on Twitter. He is Voch Lombardi. Voch! What's up, buddy?
What's good, man? Don't that sound better? Don't that sound better, man? Y'all normally have me walking in here to Ozzy Osbourne.
That's usually on a Friday.
I like Ozzy. And look, I really like Ozzy, but yeah. I kind of identify a little better with Too Short. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So what else?
All right.
It's all good.
I know.
Let me tell you something, though. Can I say something real
you
fast?
You can. Uh-oh. Yeah.
This is what I don't like about Javier no more. I remember back in the day, right? Back in the good old days, he used to hit me on a Monday. They'd be like, yo, Voch, which day of the week is good for you to come in? Which day,
Voch,
what time?
Voch,
nowadays,
Voch,
he hits me the day
today is the only day I've ever done that.
He hits
You're
me
like the
day
LeBron
of.
James. You're like the LeBron James of radio, my friend. Like
He
you.
hits me the day of and he says, "Yo, Voch, can you help me fill up 30 minutes of radio space, please?" I'm like, sure,
That
I
is
can."
untrue. Okay, so hold on, because that is true today. That did happen, and I did text Voch at 12:30 today to see if he could come on. That is true. But in the past, last time, let's see. Okay, hold on. Where was it? Well.
Hey, bud, can you come in today? That's what you said last time, man. I'm like, great.
That's awesome.
But what's good, man? We're talking draft. Drafting next week, man. What's good, man?
I'm good, man. How are you? Is everything good down there?
I tell you what, man. This is like draft Christmas for me. Like it's right around the corner. But the one thing I don't like about it is that everybody wants to call my phone and hit my inboxes to want me to talk about the draft now. You know what I mean? And I would love to be a fan. I would love to sit back and not talk about the draft. But with great power comes great responsibility.
That's right.
I guess. So
All right.
let's run it.
So, do you have you at all? There's a difference between how you evaluate players and what you think is actually going to happen, and those are two completely separate things. I get that, but do you get the sense that Kyler Murray's going to go one, and if he doesn't, what do you think happens there?
Okay, so with this whole Kyler Murray thing, right? And to be fair, this could just be some big media thing to tie Kyler Murray up with Kingsbury or whatnot. But if you're a team and you feel and you really think you need a quarterback, then you kind of reach for those guys. Now, quarterbacks this year are trash. I don't really like them. They can probably win some games, you know what I mean? But it's not nobody that you really want to change your franchise with. Like, that's Tua Tagovailoa. That's Trevor Lawrence. That's those guys. So what I would like to do is I would like to be bad for 2 more years and get somebody that I can be good with for 15 or 16 years. I think a guy like Haskins is going to be cool for like 6 months, and then he's going to get torn down. You know what I mean? Like Kyler Murray, who I do think Kyler can throw. I do think he has touch, and he's very athletic, but he's little bitty. Like, he's very, very small. He's smaller than Russell. He's smaller than Drew. I hate when these people say, well, Drew Brees is Doug Flutie is 5'11". Well, Kyler's 5'9" or 10 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's different. And when these grown-ass men start to hit Kyler Murray, and he got to get back up. He's got to get back up. When they hit him in the chin, he's going to go, damn, I want to go play baseball or something.
Voch, what about a guy that's really been moving up the draft boards, at least on the mock drafts, and that's Ed Oliver. I feel like last year we were talking about him being a top 5 potential pick, and then this season happened, it kind of quieted down, and then after his pro day, he's kind of jumped right back up there. You know, we know the talent is there, but you know what's your take on a guy that has that kind of movement in the mock draft land?
Ed is super talented, so when you watch him in passing, you would think that he'll be a top 5 pick. But when you really grind the film down, you learn that he can only really play one spot. You know what I mean? So think about Williams from Alabama, right? Quentin Williams.
Yep.
He can be a 3-4 defensive end, a 3-4 nose. He can be a 4-3-1 tech. He can be all these things because he can punch, he can extend, he's strong, he can move around a little bit, he's smart. Ed Oliver is really only super fast, and we really don't know how big or small he's going to be. So at the next level, he could be fantastic, but he's very particular with where you can play him. So if you're a 3-4 team, you're not going to draft Oliver or whatever. You know, like he's not going to punch and read anybody. He's not a smart football player, but what he is that he's big and he's super athletic. So you put him in that 4-3 type situation, he can excel there. But if you lie to yourself and put him at a 3-4 end, then he probably won't be that effective for you. So where he's moving up and down in these mock drafts is that, you know, you would kind of think that he can play everywhere, but he really can't. So if you're a team like the Falcons, like a 4-3 team that you can use a 3-tech that can really get upfield, sure, go get him. But I ain't putting Ed Oliver nowhere else.
Voch, who do you think is the best player in this draft? You know, a lot of people like Quentin Williams, Nick Bosa, certainly. I remember last year it was the guard from Notre Dame that you thought was the best player in the draft. I think that probably proved itself out last year, considering the kind of year he had. Who do you think is fundamentally, you know, maybe even like a Devin White or something, you know, maybe not like how people are grading guys or what order they think they're going to go in the draft, but fundamentally, which guy's the best player on draft day? Who's the best player in the draft?
I hate to pat myself on the back. I hate to say that I'm fantastic. I hate to say that I'm the best. I hate to be so grandiose and braggadocious about it, but I said that Quentin Williams was the best player in the draft since October. And what I don't like is these brand new beat writers just saying, hold up, we got new developments, y'all. Quentin Williams is now the best player in the draft. I'm talking to you, Matt Miller, Bleacher Report. Like, the film hasn't changed. The same exact film that you watched in October is the same exact film that we have right now. Quentin Williams been the best player in the draft. And if you look on my channel, Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI, I dropped that video a long time ago telling people Quentin Williams was the best player in the draft. But you get caught up in these narratives. You get caught up in the draft Illuminati, and people lie to you. Quentin Williams is fundamentally the best defensive tackle in this class. And this is a class full of gangsters at D tackle. But Quentin Williams stands out amongst the most of them because he can play all the spots. He can play 0, he can play 1, he can play 3, and he takes people's lunch money effortlessly. Some people got to fire off the ball, punch you, and then run past you. Quentin will kindly, like a gentleman, pick you up and place you from point A to point B. And I think that's fantastic. Plus, he looks 16 in his face, so you know he can really grow a little bit more. So with him being as big as he is now, he can still grow, he can still get better, and still develop. Quentin Williams is the best player in this draft. However, I think Quentin Nelson from last year would still be Quentin.
Is there a wide receiver worth taking in the first round?
Hell no, but somebody gonna do it. You know? Listen, man. DK Metcalf went out there with his little Twitter pictures, and he took off his shirt for all the GMs, and he ran faster than everybody else. But you know, he plays wide receiver, and two things you got to do as a wide receiver. Is prior to scoring touchdowns, prior to getting yards, you got to run routes and you got to catch the ball. DK Metcalf don't really run routes or catch the ball. So, yes, he's an athletic freak, but if you can't turn, then you can only run in one direction. And if I'm a pro corner and you can only run one direction, I'm running that way. And I'm probably going to get a head start on you because I know where you're going. My number one guy is Brown from Ole Miss. A.J. Brown. So he was on the other side of the field of him, right? The Ole Miss guy. So if you look at how they were set up, like DK Metcalf would probably get like 4 catches, 3 catches, but A.J. Brown over there getting like 8 catches for 120 yards. You know what I mean? So the coaches trusted him. He's a better route runner. He's a better yak guy. He's not as physically imposing because DK Metcalf looked like an action figure. But if you want somebody that can really like play everywhere, you can just plug in, that can just be a day one guy, A.J. Brown is that guy. Now, would I take anybody in the first round this year? Like I said, no, man, because Hollywood Brown, who's another guy from Oklahoma, he's smaller than damn Kyler Murray. So, no, not this year.
Is Josh Allen legit, do you think, is a top 5 pick? I mean, he had a profound impact on what Kentucky was, obviously. And, you know, it's always interesting when they come from non-big-time programs, right? Because is it you trust it? When a kid comes from Alabama, there's some trust there, right? Coming out of Kentucky, it's a little different. So, but he did have a profound effect. I mean, they were a very good team because of him, basically, this year. Is he legit? Do you think he's a legitimate top 5 pick?
Josh Allen is fantastic with context. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at this draft, sure, Josh Allen is one of the best pass rushers, but if you put him in another draft, he's not better than Myles Garrett. He's not better than Harold Landry. He's not better than Derek Barnett. You know, he just happens to be the best guy. So at the top of the draft, I mean, you're a team like the Jets. Hey, you a Jets fan? Let's talk about it, Jets fan.
Yeah, well, I want Williams, but yeah.
So look, if you're the Jets, what you're begging for is you're begging for teams to like trade up. You really want guys to trade up and bump those guys down so you can pick who you want. You can pick out of Quentin or Josh. You don't want to be stuck with Josh because even though Josh is a better edge rusher, Quentin Williams is a mile ahead of him as a better player, and you want the best player. And people ask me all the time, so Voch, if Quentin and Josh are on the board, who do you take? I don't care how important you think edge is over D tackle. Like, pick the damn best guy. Pick Quentin Williams because what he's going to do is he's going to give you pressure and sacks from the middle. You can kind of scheme your way out of an edge guy being pretty good. But Quentin is fantastic and he's rare.
Voch, I've seen a lot of Dexter Lawrence being around the Patriots pick, and the Patriots obviously that's a need position. Let's just go out there and assume that happens, even though we never know what the Patriots are going to do. But what's your take on what Dexter Lawrence has been at Clemson and beyond as a pro?
Dexter is a fantastic. So he's another guy that he plays one thing, but he's really good at that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But don't ask him to do nothing else. So Dexter Lawrence. Or 3, 1 tech, let him do that. Let him push people, let him get upfield, let him be nasty, let him be powerful at the point. Like let him do that. But don't ask Dexter to pass rush. Don't ask him to run stunts. Don't ask him to be like super athletic guy. He can move. He's not a trash can full of dirt guy. He can move a little bit. But in third down situations, you might want to take him off the field and put somebody else there. Now, in typical fashion, if the Patriots get him with the first round, I mean, that must mean he's fantastic and we were wrong about him, and he must be the best player in his draft. If the damn Patriots
so
get
true.
him. I like him, but you just got to be honest with your evaluation. Some people say, oh, he's big and powerful, let's put him at 3. Well, he doesn't move like a 3. So as long as you're honest with Dexter, I mean, you're cool.
What about this cornerback class? How good is it? How deep is it? Do you like anyone particularly that is going to be a great player at the next level, or is this a class where you have a bunch of guys who are going to be all right? But do you have a great player in this class at that spot?
People are sleeping on these corners, and the best thing about cornerbacks in general, the best thing about them is that you got to play with 2 of them. So if you look at these corners, it may not be anyone that's a standout number 1 corner. But you have fantastic complementary guys. So all these guys can be great number 2 guys. So if you got a 1 and you really want to shut guys down, get you one of these guys. And how it works is it's going to be based on what you run on defense. Like, there's no clear-cut number 1 guy. If you're a cover 3 sort of team, then you might want to go with Byron Murphy from Washington. If you run a lot of man, then go get DeAndre Baker from Georgia. Now, Greedy Williams from LSU, he's talked about as being one of the best guys, but he went from maybe top 5 pick to being talked about in the late first because I don't think he loves football. If you watch Greedy and we're LSU and we're winning, Greedy Williams looks fantastic. If you got to hype Greedy up and say, yo, Greedy, you playing against DK Metcalf this week, shut him down, he will shut down DK Metcalf. But when LSU starts losing and there's nothing to play for, boy, Greedy don't want to tackle nobody. Greedy just finding excuses, his big toe hurts, you know what I mean? And that's just a guy you really don't want on your team.
Yeah.
However, you look at a guy like Rocky Sin from Temple, a single-digit jersey Temple guy, his damn foot was broken. He's still going out there tackling, jamming people at the line of scrimmage. You don't hear nothing from him. So I like these tougher guys. Julian Love from Notre Dame, I fell in love with him. Watching him last week. Then there's another guy, Justin Lane from Michigan State. Listen out for him. Because people really not gonna like talk about him or whatever, but like late first, early second, he's 6'2", 4'4" running guy, and he can cover his ass off. So just as far as like a sleeper, Justin Lane from Michigan State is my guy. But it's plenty corners this year that can play.
I know we talked about tight ends one of the last times you were on here, Voch, but ultimately you still kind of going the same direction?
I tell you what, the more I watch these damn tight ends, they make my head hurt. Now, at first I was all like, boy, this draft is pretty deep at tight end. However, besides the first 3 guys, everybody else is kind of one-dimensional, and I hate one-dimensional football players. They either block really well, but they can't run. Or they run the routes because they want to be a receiver for whatever reason, but coach said they was too slow, but they don't want to block nobody. I hate that. But besides those guys, Hockenson, Fant, and Smith Jr., like, that's your top 3. Everybody else probably going to be somebody you can just nab in the 4th round and just be sort of quasi-productive.
Voch, I think in most drafts, I think really there's a lot of athletes out there that can play, at least be serviceable running backs, but rare guys, special guys, they don't come along much, right? We saw Saquon last year and his impact. I mean, his team didn't win that many games, but he's clearly already one of the best players in the league, one of the hardest people to deal with in football. And I know with running backs specifically, you look at it very situationally. I think that's fair. I think that does affect, especially that position, quite a bit, what guys are going to be at the next level. Is there a special player at that spot in this draft, or do you have a bunch of guys that perfectly adequate, will be pretty decent? Or is there a guy that you think is legit, like the Henderson kid out of Memphis, who I think, certainly a home run hitter, certainly a guy that has got some pop. Is there anyone in this draft that you think can be special?
See, man, this class is not for that,
Right.
This ain't the big star class. This ain't like there are no Saquons in this class. Like, this class is kind of like Target, you know what I mean? Like, you can go shop at Whole Foods if you want. You can go shop at Walmart, but Target got everything I need right over. I'm just gonna shop at my little Target. I can find whatever I need here. And if you look at the running backs, it's about 15 of them that I really like. And depending on your team and depending on how you play, these guys can come in and be great. David Montgomery, very balanced guy, catcher, blocker, runner, fantastic from Iowa State. Devin Singletary from FAU, Shady McCoy, fantastic. You were talking about Darrell Henderson from Memphis. They did nothing but run the ball. You know what I mean? So a lot of people talking about, well, can Darrell Henderson be a bell cow back? Well, he ran the ball 300 times in Memphis. And the backup ran the ball 300 times in Memphis. And the third running back ran the ball 300 times in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Like, They did nothing but run the football. Rodney Anderson from Oklahoma is fantastic. He just lays down and go ouch a bunch. But one of my favorite low-key guys, Rockwell Armstead from Temple. He's another Temple guy. But if you look at the number one guy, who is Josh Jacobs that everybody's talking about, think about what he does and think about what he doesn't do. People, well, he's athletic enough. He runs people over. He doesn't really catch. So why don't you draft somebody that can catch, that can run, that can save, that can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Rockwell Armstead, just like all these other running backs, they're balanced backs. Travion Williams from Texas A&M, they do all these things. So why are we talking about Josh Jacobs, who doesn't catch and is not fast, when there are guys that run people over who is fast and can catch?
Well, Voch, we always appreciate your time, man. It's always a ton of fun. We'll keep doing this up until the draft. We love it, man. Thanks for coming on.
Follow me on YouTube, VOCHLOMBARDI. I'm doing draft coverage 3 days, pre, post, and during this draft. Appreciate y'all. Salute.
Voch, are you still there, buddy? All right. Well, I want to get Voch on from the draft. Because he's going, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he's going. I think he's going to Nashville. He went to the one in Dallas.
He did.
So I think he might be gone. Anyway, we'll try and get him on from the draft. That was fun, always is. That's Voch Lombardi, at Voch Lombardi on Twitter, Voch Lombardi Draft Talk on YouTube. Also, I check Facebook. I think he might also be on Facebook as well. Got to take a quick break. We'll be back to close it up next. This is PM Jab.
At Lee GMC, it's all about the end game. Hi, this is Adam Lee. And in a snap of a finger, nearly all of the 2018 GMCs have...
Hello? Okay. All right, we back. We back. What's up, y'all? Got that out the way. So I got an hour, 10 minutes to play Red Dead Redemption 2 before we do our live draft thingamajig at 7 o'clock or whatever. So make sure you tune in for that. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see what we got. We got a whole so yeah. Salute to y'all. Salute. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Who just text in. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. Y'all want to do like 5 more minutes of Q&A before I get up and finish doing this laundry, or y'all good? What y'all want to do? What y'all want to do? Watch me great man. All right, cool. Y'all talking about something else. Hey, man. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Be sure you like this video. And what else we gonna do? Don't forget about the merch. And join the Patreon. It's more important than food and water. And don't forget about somebody just drop me 20 on my super chat. Hey, Steven, salute to you for dropping 20 on my super chat. Appreciate it, dog. Hey, man, but yeah, y'all hold down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey. If y'all want to tune in the draft, come back at 7 Central Time. And we'll run that for the cardio. Salute to you, Steve. Peace, y'all. I'm gone till I come back.